So guys, here we are, we're back in the bivvy. It's probably been about a year since I got this thing out. Last time I fished in the bivvy, it was probably last August at the Todman Manor YouTube Bloggers Social, and then I fished just before that. I went up to France for a week in June. So it's been about a year. Since then I've been doing loads and loads of sea fishing, and as you know, the last couple of weeks I've been putting some short videos up of some stalking that I've been doing up at Southwark Park Lake. But decided to get the bivvy out. I'm at Barron's Pond on the NMG complex. It's one of them waters that I've fished on and off for years, but some of the fish in here have really done well. There's some really old dinosaurs in here, some scaly ones. I keep on seeing pictures of these fish that my friend Rob and a few other people have been posting up, and these fish are just absolutely stunning. And one of the things I wanted to do, just to get this carp fishing bug completely, it's there. When I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking, when can I go fishing next? So I know it's back. But it's just going to take, I think, a really special stunning fish, really, to kickstart it properly. So I'm here, and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to catch one of the old scaly dinosaurs that live in here. It's 12 o'clock till 12 o'clock, the ticket that you book on here. And it's about 2 o'clock now in the afternoon. Been here for a couple of hours, got the house set up. I'm on the point swim, and it's a little bit of a headbanger in as much as you've got so much water. You've got an island, you've got bays, you've got margins, you've got open water, you've got a far margin. There's so much here you can do. When I got here, there were a few fish cruising around on the surface, but you're not allowed to use any floating baits or bread or any of that sort of stuff. So I thought about fishing some really high zigs, but I've never done any good with zigs in the past. So I've decided to put some bait out on the bottom. I've got some boilies out over by the island. I've got some bait in the margins, and I've been eyeing up the far bank as well. So I've got lots of options. I just have to see how the session unfolds. But I've got some food. I'm just going to have some lunch now and a drink, and then think about getting these rods out, and then I'll get back and have a chat. The rods are out finally, but to be honest, I've been here far too long. I've probably been here for about 4 hours, and I've just got the rods out where I'm happy with them. I've stuck a couple in the margins. I saw a little bit of fizzing, but there's lots of tension, there's lots of roach in here as well, so not necessarily carp. I put a couple in the margins, put a couple of handfuls of bait over the top, you know, usual approach. Kept it all nice and quiet, tiptoed around the swim. But a couple of little twitches, a couple of little line bites, but no tail patterns, no vortexes, no serious bubbles. So I've pushed them out a bit now. So my left hand rod, I'm fishing over towards the island, probably about a rod length off the island, and it's within catapult range. And the other rod is over on the far bank, and that's 14 wraps across. It's quite a distance. But my friend in the bailiff, Rob, was fishing over there earlier, and over the last couple of days he's had a couple of fish out there. So kind of fishing on this baited patch. So before I got everything calibrated, I went round with a pocket full of bait, just scattered a few of my boilies around the area, and now I've got the rods on the spots, and I'm quite happy now to sit back, have a bit of tea, open a can of something cold, and enjoy the evening. It's been an overcast day. It's not been cold, it's not been windy, there's been a bit of a breeze, but there's not been much of a ripple on the water. Early doors there was a few fish cruising around, but they seem to have stopped now. Loads of small fish skitting around on the surface like they do, you know, probably evading the predators, that sort of thing. But it looks really nice. It's so peaceful. All I can hear are the ducks and the wood pigeons, and as annoying as they are, I'll take that. Just need one of these alarms to ring out. That'd finish things off nicely. Get that first fish under my belt, you know, the first one, no matter how big it is, just get the first one, pressure fish out of the way, that's what we call it. Pressure fish. But yeah, loving it. This is awesome. Well, I've been here a few hours and we're off the mark. And let me tell you, this fish right here, this is the reason I came here. To catch fish like this. I am pretty speechless. I am pretty blown away by that. Yes! What a fish that is. Wow. Can't say a lot. I'm so happy with that. That is what carp should look like. Let's have that on the other side. Oh my god, look at you. You are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at that fish. They don't come much better than that. We've had some good fish on this channel. This is up there with them. Seen some pictures of some gorgeous fish that live in this lake. And that's why I came here, just to make contact with one of the old scaly dinosaurs that live here. And there you have it. Cracker. Let's get her back. That was the one, wasn't it? I am buzzing. I am so happy to have caught that fish. Don't care if I don't catch any more now. Just going to sit and chill out and enjoy the evening. Enjoy the night. Whatever it throws at me. I think it's going to be still. It is absolute. There's no wind at all now. It's completely dropped. There's a few fish lumping out now. Rod's back out on the spot. But yeah, that fish, well. Seen a couple like that on the Facebook page, and I've looked at them and I've looked at them and I thought, wow, imagine holding that up for the camera. It was my turn. So happy right now. Didn't want to let that one go. Perfect carp. But yeah, they're back out now. I've topped up the baits. Another one just rolled over there. It's that time of the evening, you know, when it's you think it's going to happen. I think this time of the evening and first thing in the morning, first light, they're the golden times. Another one. It's like the lake's come alive. All the day anglers have gone home. There's 2 of us anglers left on the lake. 2 of us doing the night. There's another guy a bit further down. Absolute legend of a guy as well. Because I haven't used my alarms for a year, the batteries in the receiver had gone all corroded, and I didn't like to rely on the alarm heads because they're not that loud. So he had some spare batteries, got the receiver working now. Absolute lifesaver. Lovely bloke as well. Come down and did some pictures for me. Hopefully I can repay the favour through the night. It's starting to get a little bit dusky now. I don't even know what the time is. Let's have a look. The time now, I've got my glasses on. Don't get old. Your eyes stop working. It's 20 past 7. 20 past 7 at the moment. And the ducks are all in fine voice. I'm just going to make up a little PVA bag. Just attach that. 1, so there's a little mouthful of food around the hook bait. And 2, stops it from tangling on the cast. That's the theory anyway. Because because the rod up against the island, just going to give it a little change. Just going to freshen up the hook bait, and maybe ping a few more baits out there before it gets dark. There we go. A sort of mesh bag with a few pellets and a few little 12mm boilies in there. Job done. There's fish number 2 of the day. There's fish number 2 of the session. Lovely ghosty mirror. Can't say I've had a ghosty mirror before. I've had ghosty commons. Lots of ghosty commons, and they all fight ghosties. Anyone who's caught ghosties will know they really do scrap. And this nearly pulled my arm off. It's not that big either. But I'm well happy. Fish number 2. And the other spot, the one out by the island that time. So fish off of each spot. Well happy with that. Slip her back, get the rod back out, and have that pot noodle I was just about to tuck into. Superb. So, third fish of the session, and this time we've got a gorgeous and angry common. That's stunning, that is. Not bad size either, good fish that. Really scrapped too. He's behaving himself at the moment, but he's been playing up a little bit. Don't think he's very happy about being out of the water, so we're going to get him back as quickly as possible. But yeah, fish number 3, another one off the island. The spot's rocking. Literally, I haven't put the rod out probably about 20 minutes ago. Put about 6 catapults of bait over, which is probably about 40 or 50 baits. And yeah, 20-25 minutes and she's away again. Well happy. That is a lovely fish. Turns out I'm being a little bit spoilt tonight, doesn't it? So I had that fish before dark, amazing fish. I said at the time, if I didn't catch any more, I'd just be happy with that one fish in this session. That's made it for me. But obviously you say that after a capture, but it'd be nice to catch some more throughout the session. And then just after dark, caught that ghosty mirror out by the island, and that was with a little mainline link 12mm and a Hinders Tutti Frutti pop-up, fished as a snowman. Now the snowman is bigger than the 12mm, so what I've done is I've trimmed it down, keep shaving little pieces off and checking it in the edge until it just slowly sinks, and that's how I'm fishing it, critically balanced. And that got me the ghosty mirror, and then I put the rod back out, catapulted about, I don't know, 30 or 40 baits back over it, sat down for 20 minutes, finished my pot noodle, and the rod was away again. Same rod, same bait, same spot, and that lovely gorgeous common, really nice common. They never ever looked so good in the video light as in the daylight, but yeah, still a stunning fish however it looks on video. So that's back out on the spot again now. That one is fishing up to the island. I've got a bit of marker elastic at the butt ring to mark the spot, so all I'm doing is I'm casting out into the main lake until I can hear the elastic go through the rings, stopping it. Once I wind the elastic back to the butt ring, I'm clipping it up. On goes the rig, on goes the little PVA bag with some boilies and a little bit of pelleting. And I know when I hit the clip and cast towards the island, It's going to land probably about a rod length in front of the island. And I worked it out to the catapult. The catapult that I've got, I didn't bring my big boilie catapult, which obviously goes a lot further. But I've got my sort of match catapult, which I use for floaters. And you can probably get about 5 or 6 of these 12 millers in there. And at full stretch, they're landing about a rod length from the island. I did that at the start of the session and made sure where they were dropping, and then I got the rod to drop a rod length from the island, clipped it up, put a bit of micro elastic on, and now I know that even in the dark, catapult range and casting range is landing in exactly the right spot. So, and that's working for me. What's the time now? What's the time? Let's have a look. It's not late. It's not late at all. It's 9:30. It's 9:30 now. It's been dark about an hour, I suppose. We've had 2 fish in that hour, and that one just before. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Really slow afternoon, and then come to light in the evening and after dark. So yeah, well chuffed. It's going really well. But I am going to settle down now. I've had a pot noodle, I've had a cup of tea, I've had a couple of fish, so I'm going to try and get my head down and close my eyes for a little while. And I'm hoping that this little thing hanging here next to me is going to go beep 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 beep, and then I have to run out in the darkness and hopefully stop just before the rods. There's fish number 5. Yeah, we had a small common in the night, about 5 or 6 pounds. So I didn't get all the camera and lights and everything out for that one. I'll just slip that one back. I don't know what time it is. It's sometime in the morning. I'm quite tired, as you can tell. But the left-hand rod, the right-hand rod that was over on the far bank hadn't done anything. I had all them bites on the left-hand rod by the island. So I brought the far bank rod in and put it over on the island next to the other one, and that's what this one came on. So I've got both rods on the one spot that's working now. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, slip this one back, get the rod back out, get some more sleep. Brilliant session. Morning guys, it's 6:20 AM. It's been light about 10 minutes and the bats have only just finished flying around. The robins have been singing to me, and the last fish I had was at 1:30, so it's been quiet for about 5 hours. So I've just redone the rods, fresh up baits, cast them onto the spots in the light so I know that they've landed right, and just topped it up with about another ½ kilo of bait. It's Tuesday, it's a normal day today, it's not bank holiday anymore. So I'm not expecting too many people to turn up fishing today. What I'm hoping is I don't get somebody turn up on the other bank and start fishing to the island where I'm fishing. That's a danger. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Overcast again today. It looks a little bit drizzly as well. I was just putting that last rod out. Just felt a little bit of drizzle in the air. Kettle's on, just going to have a cup of tea. First cup of tea of the day. So 5 fish so far. Now that lovely, gorgeous, dark, scaly one. Just before dark. And then 4 through the night. We had 2 mirrors, 2 commons. That's a result. That's a result, 5 fish. Really happy with that. I've got that island spot rocking. Hopefully we can nick a bite off it today. We've got till midday. We've got to pack up, we've got to be away by 12 o'clock. So I've got best part of 5 hours. Fingers crossed. There's 2 herons over there. 2 herons have just swooped in. Doing their morning thing. Lovely place to be. It's quiet, all you can hear is the trains and the birds. There must be a railway line pretty close. But no roads, you don't really hear any cars. And birds, there's a wren. Wood pigeons, robins. And a gentle breeze in the treetops. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. It's a big roach in here by all accounts. Rob said that I might have encountered some as I was using small baits. I've only got 12mm boilies with me. I've had them left over from France. They've been in the freezer for a year. 5 kilos of 12mm mainline link. I've been fishing them as a little snowman though with a the 2-3 pop-up. I think if I was fishing just a 12mm bottom bait I might have picked up some roach, and he said there are some surprisingly good roach in here. Might be a session for another day. So I've changed things up completely now. Since 1:30 in the morning when I had that last fish from the island, both of those rods have been really quiet. I've redone them a couple of times. I've been trickling the bait in constantly. The fish just weren't there. I mean, between sort of darkness and 1 o'clock, they were there at the island and we had multiple runs. But since then, dead quiet. I don't think it's worth flogging a dead horse. I could redo them, put more bait out, just hope that they're going to turn up again. But I've only got a few hours left. And the more I look, the more bubbles and feeding fish that I'm seeing, just taking open water out in front of me. You know, I'm looking out. At one point I sat here and I saw 6 separate patches of bubbles just out randomly in open water. They're just troughing in the silt. So I've decided to fish the 9 wraps that I was fishing to the island, because I know that that's the catapult distance. Out towards the far bank, in the middle, because it was 14 wraps across to the far bank. So 9 wraps takes me about 2/3 of the way across. Put 2 rods out, probably about 8 feet apart, fairly tight. And I've put a scattering of boilies over both rods. So if they are in open water troughing about in the silt, and they're moving about, which is what it looks like they're doing, hopefully they'll come across one of them. But the island's just doing nothing, so decided to sack that off. So I've changed things up again. I'm in the same sort of scenario as I was when I arrived yesterday, in as much as the spot that I've had going has dried up, and now I'm sort of searching. And because I've got one of them swims that's got so much water to go at, I'm at 6s and 7s what to do. So I've brought them off the island and put them back out, into open water, and that's been really quiet for an hour. And then I've seen a fish roll off the island. So I'm thinking maybe I'll put all my eggs in one basket. So I've reeled one of the rods in and I've put it back out on the island. So now I've got one on the island, one out over the baited patch. Just saw some fizzing coming up on the baited patch out in open water, and I've had a couple of single bleeps on the alarm as well, so a couple of line boats. It's been nice to get one more before we go home. But we've got about 3 hours left, so we've got time. Got time. So I was just thinking, how cool would it be if I could catch one more fish before I go home? And I have, on the open water spot. And look at that little darling. Absolute stunner. Don't have to be big to be appreciated. That's how we like them. Covered in big scales. That's them, yeah, I'm happy that will. I've still got about 2.5 hours left. So I'm going to get this rod back out on the spot. Get some more bait out around it. And fingers crossed, you just never know. A quick look at the other side. Here he is. That's a gorgeous fish, and anyone's book that is. Quite happy with that. Let's slip her back. Just knocking up a couple of little PVA bags ready to go on. But that paid off. That was a lovely little fish. Kept one rod on the open water spot, even though I'd seen a fish lump out on the island. I thought, oh, maybe they're back on the island again now. But there was still some fizzing going on out in open water. And that one had a single bleep and another single bleep, and the bobbin just pulled up tight. The rod tip quivered a little bit. Didn't take any line off, but I knew there was a fish there. And what a little stunner that was. Absolute stunner. So yeah, fish number 6 and dream session. Well happy. Well happy. Could have easily gone the other way, to be honest. I'm going to have a cup of tea now, I think, in my weird cup. See what the time is. Don't know my phone is. Got a feeling it's about 9ish, maybe just after 9. Probably got a couple of hours left. So, still time for one more, but definitely time for a cup of tea and a chill. Scotch egg, breakfast of champions, or breakfast of lazy kids. So I just wanted to do a little quick chat about sticking to the rules. All waters have got rules. Check out what they are before you fish and stick to them. This rig I removed from the mouth of the first fish that I caught on this session. When I was taking the hook out, I noticed there was another hook in there. So I removed it and the whole thing was there. Now that is a Nash hook, you can tell by the shape, and that's barbed. You're not allowed to use barbed hooks on here. That is also a braided hook link. It's not coated braid, it's just braid, and you're not allowed to use any braid hook links on here. But the worst bit about this rig, even though there's a safe pop-off bead there, halfway down on the end of the lead core leader, there's a quick change swivel. The main line would have been attached to that ring, that rig ring. So there's no way on God's green earth that that rig is ever going to come off of that leader in the event of a break off, which is what happened here. Thankfully, the fish picked up my bait and I managed to remove it before the fish got tethered and died. And there's fish number 7. Brought both rods out into open water now, 9 wraps out. Both quite close together over a bit of bait. I just thought, last couple of hours, just sit with it out there, and if we can pick up one more, be happy. Look at that for a little stunner. That is an absolute darling. Blown away with the fish in here. There's some really seriously beautiful fish in here. I've seen the pictures. Just wanted to get down here and get amongst them myself, and I have. Well chuffed with that. That's amazing. Let's get her back. Well, that was a proper result. What a stunning fish that was. Stunning fish for fish number 7. Last 2 have been beautiful. 10:35, I've got hour and a half. Hour and a half. What do you reckon? I'm going to stick one back out again. All I've been doing, I've been changing the little bottom bait of the snowman. But the little tutti frutti wafter, I think I've had about 4 fish on that one. It's trimmed down so it's perfectly balanced. It's still got loads of smell, still got loads of visual. So I don't see the point in changing it for another one. I'm going to put that back on like that. Get that stop back in there. Yeah, I've been treated to some right gems this weekend. To put my glasses on. And my glasses on, I've done that first time. There we go, there's that ready to go out. And that rig, because it's a mono rig, I always worry about the hooking potential of them. But if you've got an outturned eye and you push a hook bead on the shank, then push it up to trap the knotless knot, it makes that hair pop out the back of the shank at an aggressive angle. The hooking potential is amazing. I've had 7 runs and landed 7 fish, and they've all been nailed. Really pleased with this. It's one of the things where you go out your comfort zone sometimes, you know. I always use coated braid and use liner liners and all that sort of thing, but I'm out of my comfort zone using mono hook links. But I did a little bit of digging around on YouTube and looked at some tips and tricks, and I've made up some stuff that's worked for me this session. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to get this back out, get some more bait out. Last hour and a half. Who knows? No. Don't know if you can make that out, but they're still fizzing up out there on the spot. I've just missed a run, which would have been fish number 8. And with an hour left, I reckon there's a chance for another one, you know. So 11 o'clock. An hour left, and unfortunately my time here is coming to an end. But I will definitely be back. The midweek works out brilliantly because it's a little bit cheaper doing midweek, and because it was a bank holiday yesterday, I just had to take Tuesday off, and I could fish Monday into Tuesday, which has worked out really well. Weekends I think are going to get busy, and it's a little bit more expensive at weekends as well, so I've got some holiday left to take, so I've got no problem taking a couple of days off. Monday and Tuesday works well for me because I've got no work in the evening. Plus it gives you a longer weekend. But yeah, an hour left. I'm going to have to start packing everything away in a minute. I'm going to start putting the bed and the bivvy and everything else away. Just so when the time comes I can back the van down, chuck it all in the back of the car. It's like a van, no, that's a Fishery. By the time you put the seats down, loads of room in the back. It's brilliant. No cramming it all into a little hatchback. But yeah, so I can just load it straight into the car, kick the rods out, because they're on the spot. The spot's rocking. There's definitely loads of fizzing going on out there. But if we don't get any more, it's been a brilliant session. 7 fish landed. No! So the rods are wound in, the camp's packed away, and that's all we've got time for, unfortunately. It has been absolutely brilliant. All I've got to do now is back the car down, load it up and get myself away, but I'm definitely going to get back. For my first night back in a year, it could have easily gone the other way and put me off, but I am now chomping at the bit to get back here and have another go. There's so many beautiful fish in here. Just been an amazing session. Nice to have a bit of me time as well, you know, just chilling out in the evening, catch a few fish, bit of food, have a bit of drink. Can't beat it. Thanks so much for watching. Been a brilliant session, hasn't it? See you in the next one, guys.